What's going on, everyone? 1DoctorGenius here, and in this video we're gonna talk about the most useless or not so much useful aspects of Prodigy. And you guys know what that means. That means we're basically going to dedicate an entire video on things which, aren't really too useful in Prodigy. So number one, we're gonna straight off start off with the friends list. I mean, have you guys seen the friend list? What in the world is the point of this? It's just here. It doesn't even mean anything. It doesn't help you in the game. You can have an infinite amount of friend requests. And basically, the friend list is just an extra feature with no purpose whatsoever. It would be much cooler if Prodigy let us have guilds or something, like with 30 members or something, but no. You have a boring friend list. Yep, that's what you have. Number two, let's get on straight to that. These wheels over here. Now, you may try arguing with me saying, well, the wheels are helpful. Well, mostly that's only for the second wheel. The second wheel usually gives us good rewards. But if you go to the first wheel, you guys will see that you have yourself some mediocre house items along with some currency. Now, if you guys don't care about the only thing which is maybe helpful over here would be that salad bowl. But other than the salad bowl, everything else over here is nearly useless. Right, so other than that, you guys can see that this wheel over here is casually just one of the most mediocre things in the game. And not only that, it only gives you hot hots, which you guys can barely use unless you have enough of them. Not exactly hot hots, but everything else as well. And another thing is that everything on this item page, you can only have in a limited quantity. Meaning if you get way too many of them, well, no thank you. It seems like Prodigy updated this with the Epic's Mystery Egg. Interesting. Yeah, okay, alright, this is interesting. It seems like Prodigy has even forgotten to update some of their art over here. Prodigy has forgotten to update their art over here, right? In terms of evolve pets and second chance to rescue, they've forgotten to evolve the art. Alright, but those are basically two things which are kind of useless in Prodigy. Another thing which I know I'm gonna say is Tower Town. What is the point of this tower? Why? Okay, this is interesting, so it seems like Prodigy might have just accidentally pulled the plug on Tower Town. But another thing in the game is Tower Town. It's virtually useless. There's nothing over there which you guys can actually do. So that's what makes Tower Town useless. Now, most of the other zones over here have quite a lot of purpose, except when you go to Dino Dig Oasis. What's up with Dino Dig Oasis? Well, the only thing we have over here is a museum and some armor. Okay, sure, you guys could collect all of the armor and stuff, but other than that, it just becomes extraordinarily useless. What do you do with this zone after you've bought everything? There's like nothing more which you can do. It's just there. Like Dino Dig Oasis, cool, we got ourselves a museum. You could probably move this somewhere else, but no, the museum stays. So this zone is probably one of the most useless zones because you guys get yourself mediocre armor from this. And sure, the armor which you get from completing the museum is rare, but it takes quite a lot of time in order to get it. Now, another place I'd say is useless is your house, okay, right? So by that, I mean the Prodigy house is probably one of the most useless areas in the game. And the reason for that is, well, there's really nothing going on over here. There's nothing new, nothing interesting. It's not even like you have some sort of house merchant over here. It's just there. It's like, hey, extra zone for your house and tutorial. Like, we totally couldn't have done this anywhere else, but yeah. Now, as seen already, we already have like 3 or 4 things which are useless. Another thing which you guys may notice is, well, in the Wizard Watch, you guys can tell we have the tab called Me and My Friends. Alright, what is the point of this? It's not like we're even being rewarded for liking anything. It's just there to tell you what your friends are good at, better than you. And you're there like, how dare you become better than me? Wah, wah. And you guys can tell that's basically what it is. So really, the friends list, it's just, I don't really see the point of having the friends and this button, because if we're gonna share it, at least like have some sort of guild or something which you can share it. But other than that, the all feature Wizard Watch is actually quite helpful. And now the next thing which you're gonna absolutely obliterate is this text feature over here, right? So if you click on it, you guys can see you can dance. People dance often, right? You can launch fireworks. You can even smile and use emotes. But the thing which you might find useless is this, right? You guys can try typing stuff into this, like, yeah, you guys can see you can actually type stuff into this, but when you try typing anything else, like, or when you guys try typing anything into this, like 1 or 2 or 3, like if you're trying to start a race, the in-chat feature is basically useless for helping people. And if you click over here, you guys can, yeah, it's basically just that. If you put in 1, 6, you guys can see nothing comes up, but it has all of the pets name, like CHI. Chill and Char are my favorite. Chill and Char are cool. Shiver Chill Boots. What is this? Super Chill Monster. You guys can see Prodigy basically has everything in this chat feature except for what would be needed to be helpful in game. You know, if Prodigy even had a remotely helpful chat feature in game for like people to communicate, like you could communicate with your own guild, like you know, yeah, like if you have a classroom, then you can only communicate with people in that classroom. And in order to get friend list, you would have to take approval from your teachers in order to add people to your friend list, and then they could have a rating system for if people were following rules, and if they kept on violating them, they could get kicked off Prodigy for violating them. And you know, Prodigy could add a chat feature which would monitor all chat, make sure that all ways to get around the filter are blocked out. And if they just did that, they would have made the game's utility go straight up through the roof, because then you could actually have in-game player events which would make the engagement go much higher than usual. Now, you know, the really thing which I am hoping for is just some sort of team player aspect, because, you know, the entire game is just solo and everything, but, you know, there should be some part of it where you can act as a team with other people. So that's the thing which I was saying. I really don't know what I was talking about previously, but yeah. Now, another thing which you guys might have noticed is your items tab. If you go to your inventory, in your items tab, you guys can see that there's really, you have some helpful stuff over here, but on the other hand, you just have a lot of useless fireworks, rockets, and everything else. Like, morph marbles are useless, and nearly everything over there is really not helpful. And speaking of not helpful, buddies, what's the point of buddies? They're only there to flash off the pets which you have. Other than that, there's really no functionality to them whatsoever unless they're epics. And if they're epics, well then cool, but other than that, yeah, no functionality whatsoever. Lo, 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 lo. Oh yeah, another useless feature is the battle requests, right? This is just useless. Who uses battle requests anymore? Who's around like, oh, yo, I want to battle this guy, let me click the battle request button. Like, what are the odds someone will actually accept it? If they see an exclamation mark, they're probably going to be like, oh, great, someone is telling me about a reward or something. So you guys know this feature basically dropped out of existence once this happened. And you can't even go there and see your requests unless you have multiple of them. Oh yeah guys, so much to you know, another thing which I just realized is changing your avatars here. You know, all of this stuff is essentially useless in-game if it comes to the fact of, well, if it comes to the fact of battle usability, but other than that, it's cool. And another thing which used to occur in Prodigy is you guys can have 2 different eye colors. Imagine having 2 different eye colors, that would be insane. But no, Prodigy decided, you know what, screw the 2 different eye colors, you guys only get 1 eye color. And the old arts, you know. So unfortunately, however you see it. So anyways guys, subscribe, like, hit that notification bell. I'll be catching you all next time. 1DoctorGenius out the house. Bye, and have a good time.